Everyone thinks taste is something you're born with. You either have it or you don't. I've spent 25 years in enterprise technology, pitched to VCs, performed in front of thousands. Here's what I learned. Taste isn't magic. It's pattern recognition. It's built, not given. Picture yourself in a gallery, white walls, a shopping cart filled with concrete hanging from fishing line. Your colleagues immediately hate it. Too obvious. Trying too hard. Just a joke. That instinct, the one that makes you tear something apart in 90 seconds, that's not random. That's taste. And you didn't arrive with it. So here's the real question. Is good taste something baked into the object itself, or is it something we construct? Because in that gallery, everyone's opinion is about to flip. Completely. And that tells you everything. Someone in the group, the one everyone listens to, walks up to the shopping cart, stares at it, nods slowly, says one sentence. The room shifts, the sneering stops. Suddenly, everyone's nodding thoughtfully, reconsidering. Your taste didn't change because the object changed. It changed because the room did. Nothing about that shopping cart changed. Still concrete in a basket, hanging from fishing line. What changed was the frame. One sentence, one person with credibility, and everyone's taste just followed. That moment tells you everything. Taste isn't an instinct. It's a social calculation dressed up as personal conviction. So here's the big idea everyone's throwing around now. AI handles execution. Humans bring taste. Sounds inspiring. Feels a little fluffy. Here's a sharper way to think about it. Taste is just compressed context. It's not some mystical gift. It's pattern recognition that's been ground down into instinct. So where does that pattern recognition come from? It comes from the room you were standing in, the rewards that mattered, the rules you absorbed, the finish line someone else drew. All of that gets compressed into what you now call taste. It feels personal. It's not, it's environmental. 4 inputs shape every decision you make. Exposure, what you've seen. Incentives, what gets rewarded. Constraints, your budget, your deadline, your boss's patience. Goals, where you're pointed. Those 4 things don't inform your taste. They are your taste. Everything else is just the story you tell yourself afterward. So if taste is just those 4 inputs, exposure, incentives, constraints, goals, here's the exciting part. It's not fixed. You can change it, you can train it deliberately, you can design the inputs, and the taste follows. The real advantage isn't that we have taste and AI doesn't. It's that we get to choose which rooms we stand in. So if you can design taste, how do you know you're doing it right? Simple. Run the test. Change one input, exposure, incentive, constraint, goal, and watch what shifts. Your opinion will follow every time. First test, blind versus branded. Take a logo off a product. Judge it purely on what it is. Then reveal the brand. Watch your opinion flip instantly. I've done this with enterprise software, with keynote decks, with strategy documents. The second you know it came from McKinsey or Google, the room leans in. That's not quality. That's context doing the work for you. Next test, the story swap. Take one piece of work. Tell 2 different stories about how it was made. To one group, craft, passion, mission. To another, speed, market demand, efficiency. The exact same work gets described with completely different words. Same output, different frame. Your taste just followed the story I told. Last test, the constraint sprint. Pick one hard constraint. Apply it to everything for 2 weeks. Tiny budget, 0 waste, no meetings over 20 minutes. You'll feel it happen. Your definition of good idea, physically bending to fit inside that box. You're not discovering your taste. You're designing it by choosing the walls. So why does any of this matter right now? Because the tools flooding into your workflow don't have taste yet. They have speed, capacity, infinite patience. What they don't have is your 4 inputs. That's the gap. Agentic AI, the kind that can plan, execute, close the loop, is here. And it breaks the moment you give it vague instructions. It needs clear goals, clear rules, clear context. Suddenly, your ability to define what you actually want isn't a soft skill. It's a technical requirement. The machine won't guess. It'll just do exactly what you said. And that's when you realize how unclear you've always been. So this isn't something to fear. It's just a new division of labor. Your job becomes setting the frame, the goals, the constraints, the story that gives structure to the problem. The AI's job is to swim in all that context, find the patterns, and do the heavy lifting. It's a pretty incredible partnership when you actually define what you want, how AI forces you to define good taste. When you treat taste as a design problem, not a mysterious gift, everything sharpens. Your prompts stop being vague requests. they become specifications. Your feedback isn't, I don't like it. It's a test against goals you defined. Good stops being a feeling. It becomes something you measure, refine, repeat. That's not less human. That's just clearer. So here's your homework. Start designing your taste. Today, not someday. Pick one input, exposure, incentive, constraint, goal. Change it. Watch what shifts. You'll feel it happen immediately. How to design your taste in the AI age. First, audit your inputs. List who and what you actually listen to. Then upgrade that list. Second, run a constraint sprint. Pick one hard rule, apply it for 2 weeks. Third, for every decision, write one sentence explaining why. You'll surface assumptions you didn't know you had. Fourth, study your best and worst work. Then rotate rooms. Go spend time with people who have a completely different definition of good. Here's the bottom line. The future won't reward the lone genius with impeccable taste. It will reward teams who design context deliberately and then use it to move fast. That's how you make AI collaboration powerful, not by hoping for magic, by engineering the room. How to design your taste in the AI age. So here's where we land. You can keep the taste you inherited by accident, or you can design it deliberately. The choice is yours, but only one of those paths gives you an advantage when the tools get smarter. Ask yourself, are you building for what's next or protecting what's behind? Follow for more.